Traditional Japanese theater can be broken down into three representative forms. No is a complex art form which integrates song, dance, and masked theater. Bunraku is a form of puppet theater. Kabuki is a form of theater emphasizing dance and music. Where did these varieties of Japanese theater come from? The oldest form of traditional theater is No, with a history stretching back some 600 years. This is the stage on which No plays are performed. The painting of the pine tree indicates that this play will be set in the world of the spirits. Old pines, such as this one, are regarded as sacred places where a person is as likely to encounter the spiritual forces of nature as they might in a temple or shrine. Supported by 4 pillars, the No stage is constructed so that a roof is visible to the audience. Since the actor's vision is restricted by a mask, he must rely on the pillars to orient himself on stage. In No theater, nothing is allowed to separate the audience from the stage, not even a curtain. The actors make their stage entrances from a long bridge-like passageway. The music of the No theater consists of a chorus of chanters, which carries the melody, and 4 instruments which provide the rhythmic accompaniment. In this scene, an elderly woman living deep in the mountains is complaining of her long, lonely life. No is sometimes referred to as the art of walking. This unusual theatrical convention is a minimalist expression of the energy the actor keeps hidden behind the mask. The thick costume creates a strong linear profile, de-emphasizing the physical presence of the actor. The men in the background are hermits traveling through the mountains who have been given permission to spend the night at the woman's house. Many people wonder why No continues the ancient tradition of wearing masks. When skillfully used, masks can be an extremely dramatic form of expression. In No theater, the volatile expressions of the living actor's face are replaced by the external expression on the mask. Through his disciplined movements, the actor suggests the spirit, animating the personality of the role he is playing. The old woman leaves the hermits alone in her home as she goes to collect firewood on the hillside, admonishing them not to look into the next room. However, one of the hermits violates this prohibition and looks in. There he is astonished to find a pile of corpses. The self reflected in the mask and the ordinary everyday self of the modern actor are brought into alignment until they become indistinguishable. The old woman whose true identity has been exposed is transformed into a terrifying, vengeful spirit. Here, she returns to wreak vengeance on the hermits, her anger stirring up a storm. However, confronted by the spiritual goodness of the hermits, the woman's demonic power weakens. In the end, she is forced to leave, vanishing into the night storm. The art of No has been refined over the course of several centuries. It has been passed on by the traditional method of father to son. At present, the family, which has the oldest continuous tradition of No acting, goes back a full 56 generations, or some 600 years, to the earliest period of the art. Throughout all Japanese arts, there are masters who, through a complex network of submasters, can count more than 10,000 students, all of which are members of one artistic family. Bunraku, Japan's most representative form of puppet theater, dates back to the 17th century. The puppets, each one manipulated by 3 trained puppeteers, are able to achieve a richness of expression sometimes surpassing that shown by real human beings. The shoulders are padded with fiber made from a dried gourd, and the hips are made with bamboo, giving the puppet its human contour. The legs and arms are merely attached with string and dangle at its side. In the early history of Bunraku, puppets were more simply made and could be manipulated by one puppeteer. From these humble beginnings, the puppets were gradually modified to make their movements more lifelike. Today, each of the 3 puppeteers manipulates different parts of the puppet. The least experienced member of the team controls the feet. Another manipulates the left hand, while the master puppeteer is responsible for the delicate movements of the head and the right hand. Each of these steps takes about 10 years to master. A singer seated to the side of the stage tells the story and recites the lines of the characters in song, accompanied by a shamisen player. This aspect of Bunraku is so unique that many spectators are as captivated by the dramatic presentation of the narrator as by the puppets. The performer sings from his stomach rather than his throat, and as he performs for a whole hour at a time, he supports his stomach with a weight-laden sash. In this form of musical recital, clear expression of the narrative is more important than musical showmanship, so correct pronunciation takes precedence over a beautiful voice. This is the home of a man named Sawaichi. In order to support the household, Sawaichi's beautiful and popular wife, Osato, works part-time. Sawaichi lost his eyesight to a childhood bout of chickenpox, but undeterred by his handicap, Osato loves him dearly. Sawaichi, however, is suspicious of his wife, who leaves the house every evening, and today, as usual, he is ill-tempered and berates her from early in the morning.
はこのような目くらことにえらい放送で見る影もない顔形。どれ我の気に入らぬは無理ならねど他に思う男があらばさっぱりと打ち上げて言うてくれたらこのように何の腹を立ちょぞいすがについてそれの親子だ騒ぎざいかに癒しに私だとて現在お前を掘り捨てて他に男を持つようなそんなおなごと思うてかそりゃ聞こえぬ聞こえぬお前も目を直さんとこのつぼさかの観音様へ秋の七つの鐘を聞き
Having overcome their misunderstanding, the couple leave to pray to the goddess of mercy. With its flamboyant scenery and costumes, exaggerated gestures, colorful makeup, acrobatics, and lively music, Kabuki is designed to appeal to the common person and enlists any device which will arouse the emotions. Since the 17th century, this unique form of theater has called forth the tears and laughter of its audience. The passageway which runs through the audience fulfills a vital psychological function by drawing the audience into the drama and is a standard convention of kabuki. The scarlet makeup tells us that this actor is the hero, and the indigo makeup identifies the villain. The people shouting from the gallery help create a sense of dramatic climax to the story. Kabuki actors occasionally strike dramatic poses at climactic moments during the development of a story. These poses are accentuated by the furious beating of wooden clappers and enthusiastic shouts from the gallery. Another distinctive feature are the male actors who specialize in female roles. A government prohibition at the time of kabuki's origin kept women from performing on stage. This forced men to develop and perfect the skills necessary to convincingly depict female characters, to the point where today only a man can so perfectly portray a woman. In this scene, a man mysteriously appears out of nowhere and is captivated by the music of a drum being played by a beautiful woman. This man is actually a fox who magically changed himself into human form. He is, in fact, listening to the voices of his father and mother, whose skins were used to make the drum. The woman doubts this mysterious figure. Her suspicion grows until at last his true form is revealed. This story, which expresses the bonds between parents and children, arouses our sympathies as well as those of the woman and the master of the house, who consent to give the drum to the fox. Unable to contain his joy, he clutches the drum and flies off.